All right, everybody, happy Monday. I don't know what the date is, November 10th. I hope you guys enjoyed that recorded. Most of you guys did the recorded one on Friday morning, the 100th workout last Friday. Again, as the introduction said, pat yourselves on the back. What a good long path. I know since you guys are all still here, maybe enjoy isn't the right word, but you're enjoying your home, in the living room, in the garage, wherever you're at, workouts, because you're still doing it. So again, pat yourself in the back. 100 workouts done. Here comes 101 on a 30-degree morning. We need to get warmed up. Now, the gym is probably colder than your home that you're currently in, but we need to get the bodies warm and loose. Today we're going to do our stability pushes with our combos. We'll have the first 3 of our hips to do here soon. We'll do our other 3 hips. So we're going to do a touch of hips today, but a little different rhythm per se. So let's get warm and loose. We've done it before. 10 regular squats. We're going to do our 3 different squats, but we're going to combo with standing scissors on all 3 of them. So a smidge different on our warm-up. I'm afraid to use the word pace because I want to get the joints lubricated and muscles activated and heart and soul turned on. 10 regular squats, then you'll do your 10 standing scissors. We'll then do our 10 wide squats, 10 standing scissors, and our 10 narrow squats, 10 standing scissors. So the warm-up routine is a touch bigger today. You'll see here in a second. I don't want to use the word magical, but it might feel magical. 10 regular squats, 10 standing scissors, 10 wide squats. Remember, I don't want to say warm-up workout routine, but it might feel like you're jumping into the workout. I just want to get you warm. 10 wide squats. Your feet are wider than what your regular squats were. Hips, 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 hips. Make sure those hips are moving. Those glutes are always turning on. Your posture, and then of course, thighs. I want your legs working on your back. Standing scissors again. So we're gonna get a little warm, get a little loose, get a little bit funky, a little earlier and often. 10 standing scissors for the second time. You'll shake it off. We're not in a hurry. There's no race. 10 narrow squats. Your feet are narrower than your regular squats, but a good measurement tool. Your feet are inside the width of your hips. They don't have to be touching. In fact, I don't want them to touch on your squat motion, but when you do your wall sit, I like it when your knees and your feet are touching just to be mean. That really is the only thing. I mean, it does turn on your sartorics a little bit more. Anyhow, narrow squats, standing scissors. One more time. Maybe you feel the oxygen need is a little bit higher right now. I don't want to say huffy puffy, but you might feel like you're warming up a little bit. 10 standing scissors. When you get done, we're going to do our 10 stationary reverse lunges with our 10 standing runners, our 10 stationary forward lunges with our stationary runners, and our alternating stiff-legged deadlifts with our stationary standing runners. So the next 3 rounds is your alternating legs with standing runners. Stationary reverse lunges, the front leg, the non-moving leg is the loaded leg, the leg pulling up. Combo with your standing runners. Runners is elbows to knees, not knees to nose. Mobility, activation on your 10 standing runners. And again, you might feel like the heart rate's coming up a little bit more than we normally do on our warm-up. You'll then do stationary forward lunges. Step, load, and push. 10 total stationary forward lunges, and you'll do those standing runners again. Step, load, push. Joint mobility, muscle activation, heart rate increases, oxygen in, CO2 out. Your temperature is rising in a good way. Standing runners again. Breathe and It's a little bit bigger warm-up routine today. I need your bodies ready for your workout. You'll then have your alternating, balancing, lengthening, stiff-legged deadlifts. Load that, I shouldn't say stepping leg, the staying leg. Load the leg that didn't move. Lengthen those posterior muscles and then activate those posterior muscles, hamstrings, glutes. There is good lower back. Breathe and focus. Again, alternating, balancing, lengthening, stiff-legged deadlifts. You'll do those for 10, and then your standing runners one more time. Remember, I always try to be a touch ahead of you. I don't want you to race through this warm-up circuit. We'll have 3 more to go. We're gonna do our high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks with our Jack LaLannes. Don't do these too quick, but I wouldn't mind a little body. Remember, running is revolutions and walking is reps. 10 high knees, revolutions or reps, and then you're gonna have your Jack LaLannes. Breathe. So this is one big loop per se. You could say a warm-up workout circuit with our basic warm-up moves if you want to. So 10 high knees goes to your 10 Jack LaLannes. Again, you're probably in a warmer area than I am. Living room, dining room, wherever, hallway. Unless you're outside in the garage. It's probably chilly. Anyhow, Jack LaLannes, you got your butt kicks. Butt kicks, running revolutions and walking reps for 10 butt kicks. And then you'll do your Jack LaLannes again. So heart rate is increasing. Temperature is increasing. Now you're adding this stretching exercise, this dynamic movement exercise. 10 big, slow Jack LaLannes. Engage, stretch, get tall. After your Jack LaLannes, one more thing is your jumping jacks or walking jacks. 10 on your big jumping jacks, or you can do 10 big walking jacks. After the 10 of those, you've got the one more Jack LaLanne. Woo! Nice, big. You might even start to feel a little bit of sweat going on. Warm-up routine is only 180 movements, but a smidge more repetitive. And of course, not your first time. 10 Jack LaLannes. Now I wanted to warm you up. We are going to do the first 3 hips. Then we have a right side circuit, you'll see, blah, blah, blah. Then we'll do the next 3 hips later, and we'll have a left side circuit. Pretty simple. You know me, nothing too crazy today. The first 3 hips, you're gonna do 25 right clockwise circles, 25 left clockwise circles. I don't want to go faster. We then have the counterclockwise, and we have the single lateral. So this circuit, the first 3 hips that you have done many times, are all laying on your side. 25 clockwise circles, big, slow, steady. Again, I wanted to get you warm. Don't go flying through this thing by any means, but we gotta get warm and loose. 25 clockwise circles. You're drawing a nice, smooth circle. Breathe. You've done these so many times. I don't want to worry about weights today because we have plenty of other things to do. I just wanted to get those hips going today. 25 clockwise circles. Breathe. Consistent, steady, full motion. 25 right and 25 left. So you have the right hip and the left hip. We'll do the 3 different rotations of it. Nice and smooth. Don't fall back asleep. I promise you plenty of work to go. Remember, you're drawing that nice smooth circle, 18 to 24 inches in diameter on those circles. Again, make sure you're doing the right hip clockwise circles and the left hip clockwise circles. We're not in a hurry. You'll then do the right hip counterclockwise circles. So this probably feels faster than what we normally or usually do on our hip routines. So I don't want to label this as a hip workout, but you are going to get your hips done in this workout. So the right hip clockwise circles is anterior to posterior. The right hip counterclockwise circles are posterior to anterior. 25 clockwise circles each hip. Then do 25 counterclockwise circles each hip. And we'll do those single laterals. So a lot of hips to start the day. It's a little bit different rhythm to your workout. And if you did put on ankle weights, cool. I wasn't looking for a lot of weight on your hips today. I just want to get those hips done. And again, it feels like the rhythm is a little different. We normally will do a right side hip circuit or a left side hip circuit, or we'll spend time in between doing other things. We're just going to go back and forth for a little bit. When you do your left hips, right, the clockwise circles was posterior to anterior, and the counterclockwise circles is anterior to posterior. Why am I talking about these other things? Your muscles are going to activate differently. So your clockwise circles are actually different on each side. You've got 5 anterior hips. They kind of look like your hand. You have 3 posterior hips, and you have 1 lateral hip muscle. So we're trying to use those hip muscles as you move that hip joint. The goal is that you don't use your quads or your hamstrings, and you use your quads and hamstrings when you accidentally bend and straighten your legs. So don't bend and straighten your legs. When you exert, you'll use your back and your glutes. So let's not use the other things. And again, reminder, 25 each side on the 3 different hips. Clockwise, counterclockwise, and single laterals. I hope I'm a little bit ahead of you. I don't want to be way ahead of you. But remember, when we finish this, I still have to talk about the next circuit anyways. So I'm not too worried. The third part is your single lateral leg lifts. Make sure that foot is flat and or that leg is straight. And you look at that ankle bone, and your ankle bone goes up to the ceiling. I don't want your leg to go out in front of you, and I don't want your leg to go behind you. Lateral leg lifts. Single lateral leg lifts, 25 each side. Remember, those hips should be burning. I don't care how strong you are. Doing these 3 consecutive hip circuits or exercises. I got the Monday brain going on. Nice and smooth. Think about those hips. Those hip muscles are working. Working. Most of you guys are somewhere on those single lateral leg lifts. I'm going to start talking about the next circuit. Remember, sometimes I show you more tools and sometimes I show you less tools because I don't want you to be discouraged by not having tools. Today, which we have done before, is our single side stability push. If you have a stability ball, great. I would rather you lay or sit on the stability ball. If you don't have a stability ball, great. You can lay on a bench or ground or sit on the bench or ground. But we're going to work on stability, which means you need to create some instability so your body works to make it stable. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to do our 30 down by 5 right side stability push. I'll talk about it in a second. But we're going to go through and do our lats, our traps, our biceps, our traps, our lats. We're going to go through that a couple times. But the reps are going to be kind of low. So I do want to label this as a lower rep day. But I'm referring to more of your pulling exercises. So let me show you, right? If you're gonna lay on the ball, of course you're laying on a ball. If you're gonna lay on the ground or a bench, I want your legs in the air to create that instability. And of course, if you're sitting on a ball or sitting on a bench, or if you have to stand tall, of course it is balanced, but I want you to work on creating instability. So I'm gonna let you pick your push. If you want chest, lay on something. If you want shoulders, sit tall or stand tall. 30 down by 5 on your right side push. Your combo, round 1 is going to be 10 lat pullovers, only 10. Round 2 is 10 trap rows, only 10. But you are going to go through them 4 total times today. Are you ready? Let's go. I'm going to start by laying on the ground just so you see it, but remember you can sit tall or stand tall as well. 30 right side pushes. When my legs are off the ground, right, when they're up in the air, I don't have my legs as leverage, right? So you're going to work on your instability. And I know it might feel corny if you have to lay on the ground and do this. That's okay. Laying on a bench might make it a little scarier. You can try doing this on a ball, but I maybe don't recommend it at 6 a.m., maybe later on. Right side stability presses, but I want you to create instability. So if you're sitting tall or standing tall, you can either be just really tall, legs narrow, right? There is instability when you decrease surface area or your base, right? You could balance. You can sit on the ball, just create some instability as you do your 30 right side presses. And instability could incorporate the balance components. But when we do this on Wednesday, we do our balancing pulls. I don't use the word instability when we do the balancing exercise. 30. When you get done, you've got 10 lat pullovers. So if you chose to lay down and push with your chest, then all you have to do is stay there and pull with your lats. If you did sit tall or stand tall, then cool, you have to change position. Only 10 on your lat pullovers. Lengthen those lats, contract those lats. If you're laying on a stability ball, cool, you might get more motion while you work on the stability part. If you're laying on a bench or ground, cool. Laying on the ground is a training tool for the length of the exercise. You have a safe end point per se. Only 10, you guys. So I want to use the word low reps. Low reps maybe yields heavier weight. It's okay if it doesn't. After your 10 pullovers, this isn't about going fast, however, you're on your 25 right pushes. So it's a right side stability push circuit, and you're gonna have your 10 on your lats, traps, biceps. We're gonna reverse the order twice. It is not magical by any means. We'll have our other 3 hips to do after this right side circuit is done. And again, sitting tall or standing tall, creating instability. If you want to do shoulders or you lay on something, ball, bench, or ground, get yourself an environment of instability. And I'm not talking about the world environment, I'm talking about your workout environment. Give you a little instability, and then you need to work through that. Your body has to create a little oomph, a little energy. Feeling yourself wibble and wobble. Round 2 is your 25 stability push, and then you're gonna do 10 rows. So yes, if you do all chest, you will have to get on and off the ground. If you mix up your chest and shoulders, you can time it right and not go up and down so many times. If you're laying on a bench or a ball, you don't have to go to the ground. Only 10 is the number on your pulling exercises, which means you get back to your pushing exercises pretty quickly. And again, mix up what you're laying on if you want chest, mix up what you're sitting or standing on, and if you want shoulders, create instability. Round 3 is 20 right instability pushes or stability pushes, 20. Then you're gonna do 10 biceps. You can do any, right? You got your hammer curls, your hammer curl to twist, your open wides. All I want is biceps. 20 right instability pushes and 10 biceps this round, and we'll do 10 biceps the next round. So although we are going to pull today with lats, traps, and biceps, it really isn't the focus. In round 3, 20 right push and 10 biceps. You've got hammer curls, hammer curl to twist, open wide. You've got dumbbells, barbells, cables. You can hold a plate, you can hold a kettlebell. I just want 10 biceps. But you're gonna do biceps this round and the next round after your 15 instability presses. Round 4, 15 right press and 10 biceps again. As those reps decrease, you either increase the physical weight, if you can, or you increase time under tension. I'm not looking for super slows, but make sure we're hitting that 3-second rep, right? As that rep decreases, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, slow that motion down and or increase your overall motion or increase the physical weight. Again, round 4, 15 right push, 10 biceps again. We'll do the bicep combo twice today on the right side circuit and the left side circuit. 10 biceps. Round 4. Keep that focus, keep that pace. Right side stability pushes, changing reps, working through some pulling. So we're not going to do a lot of legs today. We're going to save that for Wednesday. Again, not a ton, but we'll definitely get there. Round 5 is 10 right stability pushes and your 10 trap rows. Or that Friday, that 100th workout, you did your 200 upper body reps different ways, right? 2 different chests, 2 different backs and shoulders and bis and tris. You had your 200 legs, but again, 10 different sets of legs. You had 100 core and 100 abs. You know, worky. Round 5 is 10 right push and 10 on your trap rows again. We'll do more of these the next circuit. Again, as those reps decrease, it's not a friendly gesture of going faster. I'm not trying to get the circuit done quicker. The intent is that you either get it heavier with physical weight and or you increase your motion or time under tension. Round 6, last one. 5 right stability push and your 10 lat pullovers. We're then going to do the next 3 hips that you have done before, and then we're going to have the left side circuit after that. Round 6, 5 right push and 10 lat pullovers. Easy like Monday morning. Yeah, baby. After those 10 lat pullovers, remember, I don't expect you to be there yet. I always try to be a little bit ahead of you. We are going to do the next 3 hips. We have our hands and knees donkey kicks. You'll have the 25 each side. You'll have your hands and knees fire hydrants, 25 each side. And then you'll lay on your back for your front raises, 25 each side. Initially, I was going to save these for the end and do the transition round for the upper body, but it's nice to do this and do about 3 minutes of not lifting. That's why I do these things. Donkey kicks. Remember, it's up and back, not just back, not just up. Don't create power. Your glutes and hamstrings really want to work. So you have to really think about your posterior hips. Chris, where are my posterior hips? They are right above your glute maximus, the butt, and they're right below your back. There's a couple little tiny muscles there, posterior hips. They help a lot of things. They give you stability when you do your hip motion exercises, which is any lunge, any squat, any leg press. And of course, hiking, biking, swimming. I forgot to mention, Sunshine, how about those ducks? Look pretty good, huh? How's your guys' game? Oh, you didn't have one. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's gonna log off. Sunshine's guaranteed not staying on. It's football season for some of us. And yesterday's game, yuck, yuck, yuck. Holy smokes. Seahawks. Forgot to fly to Buffalo. 25 each side on your donkey kicks. Remember, it's up and back, not just back, not just up. And you gotta think about that area right above your butt, right below your back. Motion, lots of good motion will turn on posterior hips. Motion. When you exert and create power, your glute maximus and your hamstrings and quads will help out. After your donkey kicks, you're on your fire hydrants. That leg goes out. I don't use the word up because then I see the foot drop and I'm exaggerating, but I want your leg or your knee to go out. Fire hydrants, definitely a mobility exercise. Hip mobility. Mobility refers to joints. So this is definitely a joint moving exercise between your lower spine and your hips. Don't get me wrong, your posterior hip muscles have to do that. But when you have a lot of people with immobility, this is where it really shows. Get your leg out. Legs out, 25 each side on your fire hydrants. factor on this, right, is you're on your hands and your shoulders, and we're in that position. So take the weight out of your hands, right? I know it's hard, but put it in your body. I know it's weird, but just shift that body a little bit as you do these donkey kicks and fire hydrants consecutively. I don't want your arms and your wrists and your shoulders causing the problem. After your 25 each side fire hydrants, you'll be laying on your back, toe is pointed out on your front raise. I don't spend a lot of time on your anterior hips because human nature, by sitting a lot and how we walk, is that our hips are tight. So when people say hips are tight, they're referring to your anterior hips being tight and or short. So I only do the one set, and when you do the toe pointed out, it gets way down there in the gracilis and the iliacus, these little tiny hip muscles. If you do the toe pointed up, you either work your quad origin, which is the upper part of your quad, or you get your normal, pectineus, and there's a couple little hips there. But we don't do a lot of these because of how we live. We either sit too much or we don't stretch these anterior hips. Sometimes we do, right? They are short and tight. It's a great way to use them a little bit. And with all the lunges and squats, make sure you have that good motion. 25 each side on your front raise, and that'll be the end of your circuit. I don't expect you to remember it, but we'll be on to our left side stability pushes soon. You're just gonna repeat the upper bodies, the lat pullovers, the rows, the biceps, so kind of boring in some ways. You know, if I saw you at the gym, we'd have different movements and tools to help you diversify. However, Friday was a ton of work. You have your stability pushing today with pulling combos, and Wednesday you have your balancing pulling with pushing combos. So, you guys know what's happening here. Again, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. I don't want you going any faster. After your 25 each side front raises on your hips, you're going to be on your 30 left stability presses. When that gets done, you'll have your 10 lat pullovers. I don't expect you to go fast. I don't want you to stop doing what you're doing. Get your workout. Very simple Monday today. With those legs up in the air, if you're laying on a ground or a bench, you will create instability if you choose chest. If you are laying on a ball, then play around with that feet width, because a really wide base requires less stability. So you narrow those feet up to make you unstable. If you're doing shoulders, right, sitting tall, standing tall, you could add balance to it. If you're on a stability ball, again, you're naturally incorporating some stability. 30 left presses. Laying down means you chose chest. Sitting tall or standing tall means you chose shoulders. And you have your 10 lat pullovers. Please don't go fast just because you know what to do. Your shoulder blades, right? Haven't talked about them today very much. Those shoulder blades need to move a lot. On your stability press, I want those shoulder blades moving. Your shoulder press doesn't require as much as your chest press does. Your lat pullovers, again, they don't require as much, but get those shoulders back and down. Your trap rows require some shoulder blades to move. Moral of the story is just a nice, good, tight body, right? Mobility, posture, let those shoulder blades move, and it alleviates pressure from your shoulders. Reminder, round one was 30 left stability presses with your 10 lat pullovers. Round two will be 25 left stability presses with your 10 trap rows. Again, maybe from first circuit to this circuit, you've been able to change the weight a little bit. If you have the ability to add more weight or change your tools, it's okay if you don't. 25 stability presses. Again, shoulders, you could incorporate some balance, creating some instability. You could sit tall on a bench or ball, get those feet nice and narrow, create some instability. Work on a Monday morning. Round 2, 25 left stability presses. Goes with your 10 trap rows. You get low, you stay low, and you row on trap rows. Unless you have a TRX, you fall back and you row. You have machine and cable rows, right? You're sitting tall. So trap rows is a body position and your hands come from in front of you. Lat pullovers, also a body position per se, but your hands come from above you. Either way you are pulling. 25 left stability push, 10 trap rows. It's the third time doing them today of 4 total times. Again, the intent was to be moderate low reps. The pushing clearly has higher reps, but rep changes. And the pulling was nice low reps, just so you did something for 20 or 30 seconds between your pushes. Round 3 is your 20 left stability press, and that'll go with your 10 bicep curls. Don't fall back asleep. We do have a little hip, glute, ab finish. So today we got some hips done. I don't want to say it was a hip day, but I'm definitely going to label it as you get some hips done on your stability single side push, or you'd see unilateral pushing. So stability push, some pulling, hips. Again, round 3 is 20 left push, and then 20 bicep curls. Sitting tall, standing tall, kneeling tall. Either way, I want you to be tall, good posture. You're gonna do your 10 biceps this round and the next round, just like we did earlier. Not magical by any means. Do similar legs and abs on Wednesday. They'll be similar to what you guys did on Friday. Again, similar but different rhythm. Today was minimal, no legs. We had a nice good warm-up routine. You got your hips. We'll have hips and glutes and abs coming up soon. Round 4 is your 15 left stability push. Going with your 10 biceps. One more time on that. Happy Monday. Keep your focus. Round 4, I'm not saying you should be done there, but you had the 20 left push, went with your 10 biceps. Then you went your 15 left push with your 10 biceps. That'd be the end of your biceps today. We do have a couple more pushes to do with our traps and our lats. Again, you're almost done to the main part of the workout. The hip, glute, ab circuit you could do now or you could do later on. So like the video on Friday, right? That last little ab loop, or sorry, the exertion loop you could have done later in your day if you wanted to. Round 4 was 15 left push, 10 biceps. Round 5 is 10 left push with your 10 traps. Working your breathing. Maybe you're able to add a little bit of weight as the reps went down, like physical weight. Maybe you're able to increase your motion. Maybe you're able to lay on a different tool. You change from the ground, ball, or bench. Maybe you change from pushing the chest and pushing the shoulders. Again, time under tension, physical weight, motion, all those things. I hope, I'll even use the word expect, I would expect some change as the reps decrease. Round 5 is 10 left push, 10 trap rows. Your last round is your 5 left push. Goes with your 10 lat pullovers for the last time. If you need to be done, you can be done. If not, I'll talk about that hip, glute, ab finish to the day. So yeah, we got some hips done. You got some stability pushing. Again, core was in there. We didn't formally do a lot of abs or any abs. That'll be on Wednesday. Five left push with your 10 lat pullovers to finish off your circuit. Of course, I want to talk about the hip, glute, ab circuits, so if you need to go, you can do it later on. But again, reminder, you got a nice good 180 movement warm-up with our squats and lunges and our agility. You had all the movement things. You had your right stability push with your upper pulling, your left stability push with your pulling. You had your hips already done. Your last circuit, you can leave when you want to leave. 20 is the number on your hip bridges. You can adjust your hip bridges, right, left, regular, high, wide, low, whatever you want to do on your hip bridges, 20. You also have your abs, sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups. You could do slow scissors and runners. 20 is the number. 3 rounds would be 60 of each, and 5 rounds would be 100 of each. So I'll take anything in between those numbers. I will do 3 with you here online if you want to keep going. Awesome. 20 hip bridge, mix it up. Remember, your feet can be wide, your feet can be narrow. You can have your feet on a ball or a couch. Your feet can be elevated, right? Your hips can be weighted. 20 hip bridge, 20 abs, make them big. 3 rounds minimum, 5 rounds maximum. Just a great finish to a day. Nice, good Monday. Got a little theme for the first 2 workouts this week. Again, we've done hip days before, but wasn't it nice to get your hips done without having such a methodical circuit and workout? You're welcome. Hips are done. You're now on your hips and your glutes and your abs. Minimal abs today, but stability exercises engage your core. So hopefully you use that body today. Again, when you get to your abs, you can do any of them. Sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups, sit-up scissors, slow on the runners. It's your circuit. You go at your pace, which doesn't mean I want you going fast. I hope you maintain your motion. Maybe you adjust your exercises between regular wide and narrow hip bridges, or right leg and left leg hip bridges, or hips, weighted hip bridges, feet elevated hip bridges, lots of little changes. 20 is the number. Your abs, same thing. Diversify as you wish. 3 rounds would be 60 reps of each, and 5 rounds would be 100 reps of each. Hips are moving. You can use this as a glute exercise. You've got your core because your hips and spine are moving and engaging. All you guys are pros on here, but push rewind 20 years for some of you with me training, right? All these things are slow, 2.5 to 3 second reps. Don't create momentum. Any exercise can be easier if you go faster. Slow it down, maximize the motion, lengthen those muscles, contract those muscles. Spend time on this. There's no rush. 20 on the hip bridge, mix them up as you wish. 20 on the abs, mix them up as you wish. 3 rounds minimum. I'm gonna start my third, 5 rounds maximum. Pat yourself on the back. Oh, Monday morning in the books. You can go enjoy your work day knowing that you got up per usual. 101 workouts with me. It got warmer as we started doing this together, and now it's gonna get colder as we do this together. Woo! Mama D, when it snows outside, guess what? You still have to work out with me. I love it. No snow excuses this year, just power outages and internet problems. That'll be kind of trippy too. Big old snowstorm and all the kids are like, snow day, but no. Snow days aren't gonna exist this year. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. Pat yourself on the back. Tell them have a good day, buddy.